First question is from Paula Weston. Paula, go ahead.
Sorry, I had to unmute. Hi, Owen. How are you handling all of the pre-draft inquiries, pressures, all of the things that people are throwing at you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm handling it pretty good. Luckily, I haven't been too busy where I can't handle it. It's been a good balance of just being busy, but not too busy. So, I mean, I think I've had no problem handling it. Maybe at times getting a bit unorganized and kind of forgetting about some stuff, but I think overall it's been pretty good and hasn't bothered me at all.
Bailey Johnson.
Hi, Owen. It seemed like you got a lot more comfortable at Michigan as the year went on. What would you say is the biggest area you developed in as the season went along?
I don't know what the biggest thing is, but I think there's just a lot of areas. I think my gap got a lot better. I was a lot better defensively, and then I think offensively, my game just continued to grow. So I think just all that, but I think being more comfortable and having more confidence kind of helped with me growing my game as the year went on.
Mike, go ahead.
Hey, Owen, thanks for doing this. Owen, can you give us an idea how many NHL teams you've interviewed with?
I don't know, probably 10 to 15, maybe. I don't know. There's some during the year and then some after, since I've been back to Latvia. So it's been a decent amount.
I'm sure when you're on Zoom calls with other clubs, they're asking you if you'd prefer to return to Michigan. How have those conversations gone, and have those clubs offered any advice?
Yeah, they've asked me. I've kind of said what I thought, and they just kind of sit there and listen. They haven't really given me much advice on what they think and stuff like that. So I mean, that's, I think, something that when a team drafts me, it's something that we'll go more in depth with and talk a little bit more about.
One more, Owen. I'd imagine winning a national championship is a big reason you'd want to return to Michigan, but what about having an opportunity to play with your friend Luke Hughes next season? How would that be?
Yeah, it'd be awesome. So I think that whole group we got so many good guys and such a close group. And then obviously we're gonna have a really good shot of winning the national championship with the team we have. So I think, yeah, just being able to play with Luke and all the other guys would be pretty special.
Thank you.
Josh, go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Owen. Can you just talk a little bit about your experience at the World Championships and what it meant to win gold for Team Canada?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's unreal experience winning. So don't really have any complaints when you go and win gold with kind of the whole goal of going there. So it was awesome, and then just being around all the guys and kind of learning from the pros and seeing what they do is, I think, pretty special and real valuable for me.
Yeah, and was there anything you took away from playing hockey at the international level that was maybe a little different from your experience playing at the college level?
Yeah, I think there's probably a little bit different styles, especially on the big ice, and then it's a little bit different playing with pros. So there's definitely tons of things I learned from going over and playing on the international stage compared to college.
Great, thank you.
Ryan, go ahead.
Hey, Owen, what's been the Michigan's coaching staff's biggest message to you throughout this process and their messaging line to you?
I think just stay focused on hockey itself. Don't let the outside noise kind of get to you. Just keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Keep working hard and trying to get better throughout the whole thing. So I think that's the biggest message, and just they've always said kind of make sure you don't get too busy or whatever where it interferes. So I think just the biggest thing is keep trying to get better and focusing on my game.
And I know you touched on this a little bit in a previous question, but what are some factors that you think are going to go into your decision on possibly returning to Michigan or going pro?
Yeah, I mean, obviously what the team that picks me thinks, what my family and my advisors think as well. So I think that will be a conversation, but I think just the opportunity to win at Michigan and kind of getting a true college experience is all something that's going to factor in.
Has the reality set in yet that you could be the number 1 pick in the NHL draft this year?
Yeah, I mean, I what do you mean by the reality?
I don't know. It's just how much have you thought about that, and like what are your thoughts kind of going into the draft now a few weeks away?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not someone who thinks about it like all the time. Like I said before, I'm just kind of right now focusing on my game and continue to develop in the gym and on the ice. So it still feels pretty far away, so I haven't really been thinking about it, but maybe when the time comes closer, it'll be on my mind a little bit more.
Owen, do you have a sense of how unique this group of players is, committed to Michigan or at Michigan? I mean, this is a lot of guys who are being talked about in terms of the draft. And do you have a sense of that as a group, and what does it say about the program itself that there are so many good players being looked at in this draft?
Yeah, I think all of us know where the guys are and how good all the guys are and how good all the guys on the team are. So I think we all know how many good players are on the team and that are either played on the team last year or coming into Michigan this year that are up for the draft. So I think we all know that. And sorry, what was the second part of the question?
What does this say necessarily about the program that it attracts this kind of a player?
Yeah, I think just the development at the program and the history of the program is, I think, big parts to why all of us are deciding on Michigan. So obviously they're doing a real good job of developing players and having players go on to play in the NHL.
Mike, go ahead.
On one more here. I'm curious, what do NHL clubs want to know most about you on those Zoom calls? What seems to be the popular question?
I think a lot of it's just about like my personality, what I like to do when I'm not playing hockey, and different things like that. So just about me off the ice. I think a lot of pretty much every team is kind of asked about, and then a lot's just kind of about my family, my parents, and my siblings, and what they're like, and what they do for a living, other sports they play, and just different things like that.
How'd the interview with Buffalo go?
I still haven't talked to them yet, so.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Kind of on a related note, what's a typical week like for you in this past month or so? What's goes on during a week for you?
Yeah, so just kind of wake up, go to the gym 5 to 6 times a week in the morning. If I have ice, go skate then, and then kind of rest of the day just have some free time, whether it's go golfing, go to the range, or playing basketball outside. So I think just getting my work done in the morning, and then kind of just trying to stay active when I have free time.
Hey, Owen, I'm sorry, my camera is crapped out. I know it's really weird to talk to disembodied voices. So how much of the NHL teams talk to you about the kind of development that you've had at Michigan? Does that ever come up in those conversations?
Yeah, I think that's another thing. Pretty much all they kind of asked about. Mostly my last 3 years in Chicago and then at Michigan, just how I thought my development has been, and different things like that. So I think that's a big question that comes up about how I thought my development was at Michigan and how I thought it was at Chicago.
Has any team asked you something like super random or a little bit off the wall, like a good funny question they've asked?
Not really. No, I haven't had too many that kind of stump me. I think they've all been pretty basic questions that you get. So there's nothing that's been kind of surprised me or anything like that.
Owen, can you tell us when that interview with Buffalo might take place?
I still don't know yet. So
Okay,
yeah, I don't know.
thank you.
Any other questions for Owen before we let him go?
Real quick, I believe you said 3 weeks ago you were leaning towards going back to Michigan. Is that still the same situation?
Yeah, I think from my perspective, yeah, I'm still kind of thinking the same way.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Owen. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Owen. Thanks, Christy.
Have a good day. Bye.